Hi everyone, it's Grace with Uniquely Grace. Let me see if I can get some more light on this subject here. How are you this morning? I know it's kind of early. All my kids are sleeping, but I wanted to give you a quick look at how salt wash works when you sand it down. So I have painted multiple coats of different colors of salt wash underneath, and you can see by all the thick textures and stuff here that there are lumps and bumps and stuff. So those thick areas, when I go to sand it down, and I've already started here, you can see the color yellow and cornflower blue coming through. I'm sorry, white. I think that's fresh cream and cornflower blue are the colors I'm using. And then there's more under there too. So let's see if we can kind of pull some of these colors out. I'm going to sand, so it might be a little loud. I'm going to try to back up my phone a little bit so you don't hear it as bad. Let's see here. So, but I want you to watch, like the more I sand down these raised areas, the more of those colors start to show through. So like up here, get it focused again, you can start seeing a lot more of that cornflower blue coming through. There's more of it over here. Let's see if I can get some of the grays to come out. Sorry for the view. Say hi in the comments if you're watching. So here is some of the grays popping in. It really depends on just where you put it. So this thing was super ugly just a little while ago. It's one of those projects where you say hi in the comments, everybody. It's one of those projects where if you take pictures of it as you go, it is hideous until the final result. You kind of have to know that that final result's coming. Over here I've already done some of this. I haven't dusted it yet, so it's still a little light colored, but you see some of the grays popping through here, and you get this fantastic worn look with this product. So this is Salt Wash, and it is an additive to your normal chalk paints or other paints that you use, and you can create this. There's some more of that blue showing through down here. And it's okay if you distress down to the wood. I actually might go through here even more once I'm done getting the salt wash taken care of and distress even more of the wood. The whole point is to make it look really aged and beachy and very, very vintage, not vintage, it's not the word I'm looking for. Almost like it got washed up on shore with a, good morning, Vonnie. Yeah, salt wash is awesome. So you want it to look like it's almost been washed up from like a shipwreck, I guess is really what it boils down to. So let me try and see if I can get another section here where I haven't done it yet. Okay, so like right over here, there's a lot of lumps and bumps. Now what I did was after I painted this back to the blue, after putting the salt wash on, I went back and I dry brushed this hatching crisscross kind of look because I wanted some more texture that was a little more structured than the salt wash. So let me see if I can get, I'm trying to find a spot that has a lot of thickness to it. It's like this spot here. Let's see if I can get that. That's the only reason the white's showing there is because I've dry brushed over this and it caught some of the paint. It is a piece. It's upside down, and it is a French provincial coffee table, actually. So, but it's too big to flip back over and show you real quick in the video. But let me go ahead. So if you need to turn down your volume, I'm going to sand this down really quick. There's some more thicker areas over here. So let me go ahead and get this look to change. I'll show you how. This is before the sanding, so I've dry brushed it a little bit, but let me go ahead. Okay, so and I'm not putting hardly any pressure on my sanding block, but you can see the grays and the blues coming through. This is cloudy gray, or cloudy skies, and cornflower blue peeking through. And I also have some fresh cream underneath there. Let me see here, as I'm flipping this thing around, I don't want to have it fall. You can see a lot of that peeking through on the thicknesses. So when you go back through, hang on one second, I'm going to flip it around a little more because I already have this side done. So this side is done, and you can see all the white peeking through, the cornflower blue, the cloudy skies color, and look at this fabulous texture it's coming through. Let me get it focused here. Look at this. Very beachy, very distressed, very aged, but it's awesome. Now Saltwash comes in a large, well, the container I have is large. Let's see if I can. This is the Saltwash. It's actually like a tinted powder. It looks a little bit on the greenish side, maybe aqua colored, but it doesn't change the color of your paint. So this is the sample they actually sent me here. And you can see they've put it on super thick, very globby. I wanted more of a subtle look on this piece I'm working on. It can be tricky to apply, Bonnie. The biggest trick of it is more that, I don't have a video of it, it's more that if you add too much, especially if you're using chalk paint and not like a latex or an acrylic, which I don't prefer latex on my furniture, so I use chalk paint. It gets really, really thick and like hard. It can dry out. I don't know if I have, hang on. It can dry out really fast in your bowl before you apply it. Let me see if I have any extra that I can just mix up really quick here. Kind of show you guys. I've got my mess underneath the table. And of course the lid is, hang on. Let me see here. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a small, tiny sample because there's already some in the bottom of that. There's also a little water, so maybe I'll add some more Saltwash. So you really just add a little at a time is the key, because each paint and even each color, I've noticed, reacts differently. Some of it gets really thick really fast. I know I have very little in here. I'm just trying to show you if I can get it to thicken up. Okay, so see how quick this is drying in here? Like you're getting the peaks, but by the time I try to apply this all the way around the table, it would get really hard and like ball up in here, and it would be no good. So that's too thick. I've added obviously too much. Let me see if I can get it focused on the brush here. I've added too much Saltwash to this particular mixture because I wanted to show you what happens. It's not showing it. Let me try to sample the back of this. They sent me all kinds of cool stuff. See, then you just really dab it on like that. And the thicker and globbier you get it, the more that color is going to show through when you go to sand it down. Oops. So it's kind of hard because I didn't paint that much of it, or I didn't put that much in the container. But see all those peaks you get just by dabbing it? That's what you want. And so for me, I didn't do the whole table. I just did bits and pieces. So like I put that on and then I added some more over here and things like that. So mine's a little more spread out, but I have multiple colors underneath this navy. So once I seal this, I think the dark blue will pop a little more. You can see all the sanding dust that comes from sanding it down. Do you have any more questions, anybody? There's definitely some awesome texturing going on, and this is actually fairly smooth once you start sanding it down. There's a little rougher spots in some areas, but because you're sanding it, I wanted to let you know too, I found the better result with my sanding if I use 80 grit sandpaper. And I actually, that's an old sanding pad from when I sanded down the top. So I just wrap it around like a sanding block and hold on to it. And then just go through and start exposing the color underneath on these high peaks. And that's pretty much it. But I think I like it a little bit more distressed, so I might go back through for the wood. So you just mix it up, dab it on. It's really fast. Like it dries really fast, and then because it helps keep, actually it makes the paint dry faster. So if your paint dries a lot faster than, or if it's a quick drying paint, like a chalk paint or whatever, you're going to wind up coming back and having a lot more, noticing that the paint that you dabbed on is dried a lot quicker. So here's the sample of the cornflower blue and the texture. Let's see if I can get, you can see that raised texture. That's what you want. And then once this is dried, I painted, after I did all my colors like this, I painted the dark blue over it again, because I started off with a dark blue base because this was originally yellow, the table. So I painted back over the cornflower blue with I think I used cadet blue. Here, hang on. It's cadet blue here. Yeah, cadet blue. And then and this is the cornflower the blue that's underneath. And once this is dry, you paint over the top with the cadet blue, and then you let it dry and sand it back down. So it's all about the sanding and patience with that, but I find it's getting very cool textures. Do I prefer to mix small amounts of various colors and then dab on versus brush on? Yeah, they are beautiful colors. With the Terabella, I did them all individually. So I went over here, I painted the whole thing, the cadet blue, just one coat, nothing fancy, not solid or anything. Some of the yellow was still showing through, and you can actually see when I sand down around this edge, you can see that yellow peeking through. But this is a French Provençal table, and so I feel like the French colors I've chosen kind of allow that yellow to still show. But I painted the whole thing, the blue, and then I dabbed on each color individually. So I did, like, I think I did the cornflower blue first, and then the cloudy skies, and the smaller individual colors, and then I went back over it with the white. And the white I added, the fresh cream, I added a lot more of that color over the over everything else, so that it would peek through and sometimes be intermixed. Let me see if I can find, like even here, if you can see it, you can see the gray peeking through underneath the white. So the cloudy skies was already on there, and then I went back over it in some areas like it was very random. This is the brush that I really used, so you can see how nasty it got. It's just a Dollar Tree, totally cheap brush, excuse my language. You just dab it on, and then just keep going. And I just didn't do it all over. Like this sample they sent me on the front, they salt washed the entire piece. You can see the texture even underneath the green, the texture that's there that didn't get sanded back down. So they did this whole, they sent me this awesome sample, and they did this whole, see if I can get it focused again. Come on, phone. There we go. So, and then they did the cream color first, and then they painted over with the green, and then they sanded it back down. So I'm not sure what color those are, what their samples were, but, and then here, I just love it. I think it's looking great. I think it's, I think the hardest part is making sure that you don't mix enough too much salt wash in. One thing I did find that helped a lot is, and this isn't properly labeled yet, so this stuff here, this is the Terabella extender, and I haven't written it on there because this is a new product I'm testing, trying out before I put it on my shelves at the shop. But the extender helped a lot. So if you drop, like, depending on how much paint you're using, I didn't mix up that much because I was just mixing small amounts in this little container. I only put like 6 to 8 drops of the extender in there, but that really helped keep it from lumping up as well. An acrylic extender, since ours is acrylic chalk paint. So yeah. All right, I know this is kind of a long one, so if you have any questions, I will try to answer them in the comments below for future viewers, and hopefully you guys will try out some of this awesome salt wash. It's this product right here, Salt Wash, super cute label. And again, I did it with the Terabella paints, acrylic chalk paint. So, all right, everybody, have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.